I became the IT director at this nice restaurant, Omni Coffee and Eggs down here in Atlanta, man. Black owned establishment. It's diverse. You know what I'm saying? But becoming the IT director and being able to like put people in place to make money. Like we all just want to make money with our friends. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So being able to be a part of this restaurant's growth, man. Uh, it's been that's been the most exciting thing. So yeah.
that's big, bro. Good job on that one. Hey, shout out to Prototype doing big things, man. Appreciate you for being here. And we're gonna welcome to the stage. She's a newbie to us, but you may know her in them YouTube in the TikTok streets. They call her TC in the building. How you doing, ma'am?
Hey. Hey. So
Yeah.
what something that I'm working on is I have been in school for the last year and a half. So I've got another year. So going to be finishing that up. And then just been cooking and catering. So just really trying to get that off the ground.
Oh yeah, I saw you post that. You got a gig. Somebody got a gig.
Yeah, so I have been getting little gigs and it's just been like one gig and then somebody's like, "Hey, I liked your food at this gig." So it's been working out really really nicely, honestly. So that's what I'm looking forward to most is cooking and finishing this degree.
That's what's up. What's your degree gonna be in?
I'm going for human services and chemical dependency, and then I'm going to transfer for my bachelor's in social work.
Mm, you like helping people.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually a peer counselor, so I got that recently. So I just want to expand on that.
Oh, you and Jamie will have something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what's
Look at
up.
you on that Omni Coffee.
Oh, yeah. I see. I need to get to Atlanta. I've heard so many good things about the food out there.
That's what's up, man. Hey, we making people come together and welcome none other than the one that has all the answers. Just wish people would listen. Uncle Rick in the building. What's up, my guy? How's it going, Uncle Rick?
Hello, everyone. How are you? Happy Monday.
Doing well. Happy Monday to you as well. The question is, what's the most exciting thing you're working on these days?
Oh, right now, two things: being back in the gym and my crypto portfolio.
Oh, that's what's up. How that gym working?
It's
You know,
getting there.
say something.
I'm not. You don't get back like you used to. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take your time with it. But it's getting there. It's getting there.
That's what's up. Are you like running? Or are you doing weights? Or
No. 30-minute walk tops. I'm not running.
okay,
My knees is no. It's cold outside. I know when it's cold outside now, so I need to slow down. So
that's a bit.
Big
That's
buddy Trump got you in that back in that crypto.
I always been in crypto. I'm trying to tell you that's how I paid for my daughter's surgery. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it's just it's the wave, and a lot of times we get we miss the wave. This the wave. You just got to pay attention. It's the wave right now.
I
that's,
mean,
that's what's
I'm with
up.
you.
Yeah, and I would say for me, well, appreciate you for being here, Uncle Rick, on episode 200. 200. You know, I would say for me, well, I'm working on a couple different things, but the one thing that I'm working on that's exciting for me is my real estate game right now. Uh, I I currently have 3 clients, and I heard that people are struggling out here. And at the gate, I have 2 listings and one buyer customer, and so looking forward to finding them some people to get into their homes. Y'all hear my advertising? You see that advertising on my own show? All right. Shout out to Humble Dad, right? Okay. So it's gonna be good, man. I wanted to, talk to the people about this pop the balloon phenomenon, because it has been. I think they are almost at about 700,000 subscribers, and I want to say it just started this year for them, as far as like the traction and whatnot. And I did just a tad bit of research and tried to listen to some of the reasons why they started it. And one of the reasons why they started it is because um, the man, the husband, I would say, he found her in a long distance relationship, and he wanted to have other people be able to find the same type of love that he found in Arlette. And so he began the journey of finding something that would work, because he did music, and the way he met her was through him and his music. And so Arletta's the host, if y'all don't know. And then I can't think of her husband's name. I have to figure it. I have to learn. Come back to that later. But overall, their goal is to help people actually find love through this particular dating show. And so I'm gonna play a clip, and we're gonna see what y'all think. Because some of these clips have been really viral, obviously, and some of them don't even get played. But let's try this one, and then after I play it, I want you to give me your reaction.
The only thing is, I understand I'm short. I get that. I am pretty short, and I'm shorter, but it's just you're short too. So.
And how tall are you?
I'm like 4'11".
Oh my God. Okay, and how tall are you again, Eddie?
5'9".
5'9".
Yeah.
I know, but you see, like.
See what?
He can look over your head.
Yeah, but I can't
so
look
you wanna,
up.
like tippy toe.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right, so women out here looking for men, but they got to be. This one has to be more than 8 inches, 9 inches taller than her. All right, let's go. Jamie, you gonna go first. What's your thoughts?
I thought that was ridiculous because, like, what if that was her husband, but he just wasn't tall enough for her? Like, that don't make sense. And he was a good looking dude. Like, they looked like they would have been a good match. And she still could look up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was still like a look up like that. If that was important, I don't know. I just think it was ridiculous. I think she probably missed out on a good man.
And if you listen to if y'all go back and watch the clip, he was very well established. So who you got
And so
going?
she bypassed that all because of the height. That's crazy to me. But TC, I'm gonna go because she knew, so she gotta go. Ladies first. Ladies first.
I think it really goes to show what people are looking for pretty quickly. Like the fact that height was a disqualifier for her and she wasn't willing to even talk to the man. If I was the man, I'd be like, all right, like I dodged a bullet. Because for me, I want a woman who's going to get to, like, if I was a man, I would want a woman who's going to get to know me a little bit and not base me off of superficial things I can't change. I can't change my height, my ethnicity. You can't change certain things about yourself. So I feel like there should be a little bit more substance. So, but I think it was ridiculous to disqualify him for height. But I feel like some people just are really particular about what they want. And I think that show kind of shows that. Like, people are going to be really quick about what they want and pop that balloon real quick if you're not offering it.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. Who you got going next?
We'll go with Prototype.
I don't think it was his height at all. She might have said that, but I don't believe that's what she meant. I just think he wasn't brolic enough. He didn't show himself manly enough. He's kind of small. He's a small dude. You know what I'm saying? So if he was a little bit more brolic, if he had some more shoulders on him, then she wouldn't have disqualified him. But lack of shoulders, lack of girth, that's what got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. What you got on?
She definitely wasn't his wife, right? So the if is not necessary, right? Like I said, I don't believe, like, these people want any reason to make themselves look better in front of a camera. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I bet if he had on some skinny jeans and a Da Vinci shirt and chains and tattoos down his arm and his face, she'd have been on go then, right? You say it's superficial. Yes, they're superficial. What we expect?
You could always get past somebody's preference, man. Like if you got the machismo, like their preference don't matter.
I hear you, right? I hear you. But is it really a preference though?
No, that's what I'm saying. People don't got preferences. You know what I'm saying? If you the guy, you the guy.
You see what I'm saying? So like I said, I think it's a charade. Yeah, I told you don't meet people like this. You don't meet people like that's just what you don't meet people like that. Not that's gonna be in your life for a lifetime. You don't meet them like that. That's just me. What you got on HD?
Well, for me, when I saw it, because I saw the entire episode, but this the one that went viral. And I mean, I'm a short guy, so and my wife is short. My wife is like 5'4", 4'11". I think I might be 5'7". You know what I'm saying? And I would have been like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you didn't choose me, because the person that chooses me. You feel me? And so it also goes to show how shallow she is, because I would venture, if he said something about how thick she was thick, but what if he said he was too much of a plus size? Then there would have been some type of discrepancy from what I've gathered from talking to other young women or women in general. So it's just a microcosm of where we are in today's society. I think that this young lady, in my opinion, from what just a small part that I saw, she really doesn't know what she's looking for. She thinks that she knows what she's looking for, but like, I'm with Prototype. I don't necessarily think it was the height, you know. I think it was a matter of she has a particular preference that she's looking for, and he just wasn't it. And unfortunately, she doesn't realize that she should give herself more of an opportunity to expand her options, if that's what she's going to have, than to reduce them down, because you're on not syndicated TV or nothing like that, but there are at least 100,000 people on the low end that will see you and make a depiction of who you are and your character is by watching this show. So you never know who is paying attention that may not be in the lineup that will provide you, the security, I guess, of being a wife. So that's just my thoughts. Anybody want to say something? What you got, Proto?
I mean, she's a long time gonna be a bust down, right? Like that's just what it's gonna be. It's like some people just got the mindset to be only that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she's not gonna be able to escape that. Her future. That's just what lies ahead of her. And some girls are bust downs, and some girls are wife material. I say probably only about 15% of women are
You said 15% of women are wifey material?
yeah, probably 15%.
10.
Ladies?
10%.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with like a 55-45.
Okay.
I do. I think because I think it gets so focused on the results of like the negative stuff, but I think there's something that causes it. And if you look at what causes a lot of what makes women evil or bad, you're going to see a man at somewhere, not always, but a lot of time there could be a father, a grandfather, as something along the way. I think that sometimes has women go off the deep end. That's not them saying they don't need to be accountable, but I'm just saying I think sometimes there's a failure or something that sometimes takes place.
I'll say this: women without dads are in a very small percentage of qualifiable. So if you don't have a dad, you're basically excluded from the wife material. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's 15.
No,
I mean, when you say Prototype, you didn't have a dad, do you mean like you didn't know your dad, he didn't raise you, or do you mean like he was in and out? Because I think it very much depends on what you categorize didn't have a dad meant.
Nuclear family. If you didn't come from a nuclear family, you probably aren't wifeable.
Okay.
Man,
I mean, I'm a agree to disagree on that. I think it very much depends on the individual. I don't think that the one shoe fits all.
right. So if it depends on the individual, how can we put off a woman's problems not being able to get a husband on a man?
No, I wasn't saying her not being able to get a husband on a man. I was saying sometimes where he was saying sometimes women can, turn in ways that make them completely not wifeable. And so, I mean, I think there a lot of time there is some responsibility, and that doesn't mean it has to be a lover. It could be her mom didn't have the best relationship with her father. It could be maybe not a healthy dynamic with a grandfather. Maybe they were raised by men who didn't know how to lead. I think there's multiple different factors sometimes that can play a role in that. Because I know a lot of women who had fathers, but they, in my opinion, didn't lead the best.
Right.
So when they get men, they don't really know how to treat them or respect them, but they had a father. They went to college. They did have that dynamic of mom and dad together, but their father was maybe more of a beta, or maybe more of the man who was more submissive to the woman. And so I think sometimes that can bear a different type of woman, where it's like she has a daddy, but that doesn't mean she knows how to respect a man.
Right. Understood. Right. And those are all great excuses if you're not an adult. Right. But isn't it strange how women can learn what they want to learn when they want to learn it, except when it comes to getting a husband?
Jamie, you keep laughing, girl. Are you going to say something?
Jamie, you gotta say something.
Right. So example, right? Not to pick on you, right? You said you're going to school right now, right?
Yes.
Right. What was you going to school for, if you don't mind me asking again?
Human services and chemical dependency.
Right. So you want to help people. You want to learn that skill, correct?
Yes.
And you say you cater too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you have to learn different taste palettes, right? Different spices, savory, salty, right?
Yeah.
But when you want to learn that, you figure it out, don't you?
Yes.
Right. It ain't no excuse that your mama didn't tell you that, salt and sugar go together, right? That ain't your daddy's fault. You figure it out, right?
I get what you're getting at. At some point as an adult, you got to take accountability for what choices you're making and how those are ending up.
Exactly.
But I
right?
also think going to school for psychology things, a lot of time, the way psychology is, it's like it very much is going to get to a root of something. And the root a lot of time is your examples, which were your caretaker. So I think that's why I say that, but I do get what you're saying.
Right. And I understand what you're saying, right? But what I try to teach people is you can only be responsible for you, right? Your parents you might not have a daddy. That's just too bad, right? Because when it comes to men and men being upstanding and being fathers and being husbands, it doesn't matter that your daddy wasn't there. It wasn't matter that your mother treated you a certain way. For you to be successful in this thing, you have to learn those lessons, correct?
Agree.
That's all I'm saying.
That's really good. I like that dialogue right there. Hey, shout out to D Jones. Hey, D Jones, how you doing, bro?
Doing fantastic. How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. Listen, I'm gonna get you
Doing
in there.
good.
Hey, that's 2 weeks without a mute monster. You on a roll, baby.
I've been stretching it out. Been exercising, limbering my mental.
There's such a thing. You have that is 2 weeks in a row. Hey, I'm gonna get you in on this conversation before Jamie goes, because she nervous about answering this question, right? So the question is, what percentage do you believe that women are wife material? The information that had, I'm not gonna, well, I guess it's fair to tell you who said what, right? Miss T said 55-45, Unc said 10, Prototype said 15, and Jamie was reluctant to give a number. Okay. So I haven't given a number. Dwayne, what you got? And then expound upon.
I'm gonna say 10%.
Explain.
10%. Because everyone want to get married, but not everybody want to be a wife. So with that, 10%. 10%. Simple as that.
Simple as that. I'm gonna go with 8. You know why? Because that's, I know why I've said 8, right?
Yeah, Price is Right. I get it.
I'm going with 8.
Go with $1.
Those are the women that voted for Trump. That's why I'm going with 8.
That came out of nowhere. Okay.
I mean, I because I don't.
Since we're here,
Because I don't necessarily know.
Since we're here, this for Prototype.
Do you keep it handy or something? Bro?
Come on now.
You keep it on deck. That's crazy.
One in every pocket.
So that's why I say 8. But to know a number, I mean, me and Rick, Prototype, I don't know, but I know me and Rick have been on shows together for almost 2.5 years, 3, dang, right? And we've been on different podcasts together and away from each other, right? And talking to women and explaining to them as married men. And this is my second marriage. Of course, for those that don't know, I lost my first wife, right? But I understand the importance of being married, right? And so I had to have my mindset to get remarried. But then talking to women that are of a certain age, they don't even want to accept responsibility out of why they're not currently married. Like I was talking to an older lady, and because everybody says that Elijah, you women bash, you only talk about the woman and things of that nature. And I said, well, as it relates to now, women are the ones that have the power to decide who goes on a date. So it of what's going on. So I would say that, and also with that, I don't believe that most women look at um, as being a wife as being also um, a believer of who Christ is and who God is. Like if you were to be if you were to look and read the Bible, it tells you how to be a wife. Same thing, it tells you how to be a husband, but some of the characteristics of being a husband are just very, very internal, instinctive, like to provide and protect and things of that nature, So, but that's my thought process on where we are today. I would say 8%, just because to go with a different number than what you all said, but I believe. I want to believe that it can be turned around. But this is the question I have. Based on that, Jamie, did you go? Did you give a number yet? I tried to give you some time, Jamie.
Yeah.
What,
So
what,
can you hear me?
oh, we can hear you. Good.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go with 10%. But there's a but to this. But what TC said, as far as like, I do kind of agree with the reasoning, because you do look at the root, right? But I will say that there's only 10, because when I look at the Bible and I compare Titus and what it says that a wife is, and knowing that it has not been taught in that form, there's a root to the problem. Like nobody sits somebody down and says, hey, this is how you need to treat your husband, or this is how a wife properly, because I put down here, what is wifey material? What is it? What does that mean to people, right? Is that depicted by how you're raising your home? Like, what does that look like? And so, and what is the basics of that either? Like, what is there a certain set standard for wifey material in somebody's eyes? So I would say 10%. I would say 10%, but I do look at the overall, roots of problems. So, and then, we do need to take responsibility when we hit, when we're adults, because regardless of what you saw, you have the right to choose something different.
So then, do y'all believe? Because I'm just going with the conversation. Do you believe that then that women, like 90% of women, don't want to be married?
Not that they don't want to be married; they just were never taught how to be married. They're taught to be like, a lot of times. Sometimes women are taught to be domesticated, like cook, clean, those type of things. But to actually be a wife, like a helpmeet, that type of situation, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to let a man lead, or even to submit to somebody else's authority. They don't even do that at church. When it comes to God, they'll do it with a pastor, but they don't do it with God, like with the word of God, right? So they just know how to follow what looked good in that moment, and that's the way I look at it. They're not taught to submit to a man, or to respect what even respect means to a man.
Okay.
I was reading something, right? And it says that we're supposed to praise God, right? Well, what is praise? That's praising him for his abilities, his qualities, the things that he has done, right? Which is a form of respect and honor. But we don't know how to do that. So if we can't practice that with God, how are we practicing that with our husband? We didn't even know that we were created just to do that. We're just created to praise.
Interesting. Dwayne, you got a thought, bro?
No, I was just wondering who you were saying was nervous.
Touche.
Hilarious. Okay, so here that transitions, I think, to the question of like, okay, so there's a lot of different shows that are on, whether it's these different type of dating shows, and this is one of them, obviously, a dating show. And so, why? My question is, why are dating shows so popular? It's interesting to me because I watch it with a learner's lens on to see what's going on in the culture. That's what I do, right? Am I entertained at times? But then but at the same time, I'm looking at like, is this literally what is going on, or are they doing something else? So, T, what you think? Why are dating shows so popular?
I think they're popular just because it's quick. And I think we're a society that wants things quick and likes quick entertainment, quick dating, things that are quick, get straight to the point. I think that's kind of what this type, like even you pop the balloon, real quick, this person's not interested in you versus going on multiple dates or something. I think we're kind of a society that wants to kind of just know what we're doing quick.
Convenient. Who you got going next?
We'll go with Unk.
If I could be totally transparent, I think we just live in a whole culture at this point, for men and women alike. Back in the days, imagine you go to your girl house and she got you lined up with 8 dudes asking y'all questions. I'm walking out. What? Right? People don't meet this way. Like what this really shows me is the desperation between the sexes. Right? How desperate. How to me they look stupid. That's just me. Right? Especially when you oh, hold on. Did you hear what I said? You're here lined up with a bunch of dudes or a bunch of women trying to get picked, and you want to be picky? I mean, when you hungry, if you ain't got no food and you go to the food shelf, you're going to take what they give you, right? That it's tacky, it's corny, it's desperate. And it again, we try to, I wish we really start understanding the things we discuss, right? We discuss them because it's popular culture. Not that it doesn't exist, but it's pop. You guys know what pop culture mean, right? It's the culture that's popular among the society. This is what's going on. Women have an understanding, right? That I'm going to be competing, even though y'all say y'all don't. I never compete for no man. What you talking about? No, you know you competing. These dudes who say you a man, that you are alpha, all y'all alphas, big money, Givenchy and Gucci and tight Gucci pants and $5 shoes, right? You ain't gonna fight for no woman, but you competing. They all know this. What you got, Dwayne?
Man, I appreciate that. See, I believe they're desperate, but I got to give them their credit though. They're opportunists. They're opportunists. They're looking for an opportunity to capitalize on what it is that their self-interest is. So if we do live in a whole culture, you try and catch the hoes, you're gonna go where the hoes at. Just saying, you want to catch fish, you don't go to the desert. Okay. So in it, you're gonna go where you are going to have your best opportunity. And some people are looking for true connection. Some people are, and in that instance, yeah, I mean, they may be desperate, but I don't think you find true connections there. So I'm gonna have to go with those people are opportunists. So they're looking for the places where they can go. Some people don't even like church and like God, but they know that there's some opportunity at the church. Okay. So even in that, like, you're gonna go where you think you're gonna be able to get what it is that you're looking for. So those people are opportunists. But just like what T says, I gotta agree with her. Like, being a millennial myself, right? And then in this culture in which we live in, we do want things instant. We get our mail through email instantly. We get our packages delivered to us. It's damn near same day in many instances. You're hungry, they'll deliver your food. Your messages get there on time, text message and all that, email, all that fun stuff. So why don't we want our dating situation to be that same way? So Tinder, swipe right, link up, hit it with the prototype, feed and entertain. Next thing you know, you got what you were looking for.
To Uncle Rick.
Yeah, then the next day you get on to the next get on. So I do see that they can be desperate, but then I also then see people being opportunists as well.
So desperate opportunists is what you're
There
saying.
we go. That's even grimier.
Ooh.
Look at her, Jamie. Jamie, come on.
What you put down on these notes?
Oh, so I put down, I really did write notes too, but okay, so initially, if we look at it aside from social media, innately people want companionship, right? So now it's on display and now people are looking desperate because of the way that things are set up. But we could see the precursor before that. There were dating shows like this, what is it? The ones on TV, you know what I'm talking about, where the guy would pick out the women and stuff like that. And so when the Pop the Balloon come out, yeah, when the Pop the Balloon come out, it's kind of like a generic brand of that. Now regular people can do that because if you looked at the ratings, people enjoyed that type of entertainment. Now, if we're talking about algorithms and stuff like that and niches, the top niche is relationships. Right? So like for them, they're saying that they want people to find love like they did. That's not it. That niche right there, that niche gets all the hits, and that's what they're concerned about. So technically this is for entertainment so that they can get a YouTube channel that has popped in a year, because before that she was doing videos of herself and her wedding and her life, and nobody cared about that. I looked at all that, so nobody cared about that. So she had to find a niche, and the niche was to put people on display of their desperation, like Rick said, and their thirstiness, and they're wanting to be, people want to trend. Think about that too. So now they're getting validation, even if it's negative validation, from their clip going viral because they look stupid. That don't matter. It doesn't matter how they look, is that their face got out there. So now they have a following too, right? So what did Dwayne say? He said opportunist, right? Rick said they thirsty. And I'm just saying it's still innate though that people want companionship. So it's the easy way out. And then finance and self-help are the other ones. Those are the other niches. I'm just throwing that out there. If y'all want to start a YouTube channel, those are the 3 niches that will pop off. Okay. And then I'm just gonna let y'all go.
Are you saying mine not gonna pop off?
Your relationship.
But mine is not toxic relationships though.
It's marriage.
Relationships.
Marriage is not, it's just how to get the
So how do you get a date?
How to get a date, get in bed. Relationship. Yeah. That type of relationship.
Hey, Dwayne was talking. He thought that was the most hilarious thing. Greg, he can't even say it, bro.
Say what?
You might type it in the back chat for T so she can know what date means.
Oh.
It's Dwayne. Oh, you prototype. Why are dating shows so popular?
Shoot. I mean, Jamie, thank you. She summed it up, right? Like, dating shows been going on for forever. For me, I mean, I at this point, because she gave all the stats, my anecdotal experience is, it was soft porn for me. You know what I'm saying? So like watching Flavor of Love and Ray J and Tequila, all that growing up, it was soft porn. I was seeing who was trying to get naked, like who was getting naked on TV, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was looking for in college, like, you know what I'm saying? So That's why it was popular to me, and I watched every single one of them, the Ray J's, all that. I'm just there to see who's going to do the nastiest thing on TV today. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say that Pop the Balloon is along that category. You know what I'm saying? But it is one of those controversial type things. Like I said, Jamie kind of summed it all up, so I can't really speak to that. But from my anecdote, I watched them off the soft porn, or you know what I'm saying. I was always trying to like figure out how to sharpen my game up. Okay, they like this, they don't like this. I'm doing research. You know what I'm saying, on how I could pull them up. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why a lot of guys watch it. I don't know why women watch it though.
That's an interesting spin on it. That the audience in how they view how they watching it. Why would a woman watch Pop the Balloon? It's very possible that they're looking to see who the guys or the options are. No,
Nope.
that's not a
Nope.
possible option.
They watch it to compare themselves to the other women.
Oh, wow. Explain that to me, T. They're watching it to see how, but they're not going to be able to get an accurate depiction.
No, so they're paying attention to what the men say they like, don't like, what got this girl's bubble pop or balloon pop, what outfit she wore, what men complimented. They're looking at how the men, what they said or didn't say to these women, how they carried themselves to try to figure out what moves they can try to, copy and make.
Wow. I never even, that make a lot of sense. So they basically look at it for selfish gain to some degree, right? To see how do I stack up against her. And is that the interesting part of that is that if they do that, the question is it working? Right.
I think if you're delusional, you'll believe anything you convince yourself.
It's never worked. That's the problem, though. It's never
I don't
worked.
think it works, but I think people still foolishly, insecurely try it. And then I also think another way women compare themselves is like if a man's like made a comment like, "Oh, you're big." If a woman ain't been called big that week or been called big at all, she may think, "Hey, that girl's prettier than me," but she got called big and I didn't. So they literally look at it to see what are the negative things that males are saying to other women so they can be like, well, I haven't heard that, or I haven't been told that, or women kind of pay attention to every little thing and try to look at, well, how can I one up myself?
Interesting. So why would guys watch it? Are guys watching it to see what the curves are on the women?
I think guys watch it. I don't think men do. I think there's a difference between a young man and a man. I feel like a young man, I call him a guy. That's a guy, that's a fella. And then I think you got like a man. And I don't think grown men are watching dating shows to learn how to date women. They're figuring out in the real world. They're out there introducing themselves, working out, taking care of themselves, doing what they got to do to even attract a woman or even find the type of woman that they would want. They working on themselves. So I don't think real men watch those type of shows. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, and this is what I will say. I think men, I will say this, if men are married or are in a serious relationship, they may watch that, cupcaking with a lady if she's watching it, but I don't think they just go and watch it like they watch an NFL game at all.
Yeah, it may be possible. Like I said, the reason why, go ahead. Were you gonna say something, Rick?
Oh, I was gonna say, I can't say I ever watched one all the way through. I see the clips.
Right? That's a whole different thing than you type it in your Xfinity and say bubble date. I think most real men that's not on their agenda.
But I'm watching to see. I'm watching to see how thick they is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, damn. That's what I'm watching.
Honestly, content. Like I watch it to see, like what is literally going on, and why would like this the clip that I saw. I went to go see the context. Like I like getting the context of the clip before I be like, oh, that just was crazy, right?
See, and I think it's different watching it, depending also what you do for work, what your interests are. I think you can be watching it from an educational standpoint, but I don't think what I'm trying to say, I don't think real men are watching it trying to figure out what moves they need to make to find women. That's what I should say. I don't think real men watch it trying to figure out what do I need to do to find a wife. I don't think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but that's dope how you came up with the idea. Prototype gonna say something in a moment. But would you say a guy versus man? That's a hot take. Prototype, what you finna say?
Dun dun dun.
I mean, her opinions are opinions, right? Like, I really don't, I really don't have nothing to because you can't say like she could say like a real man's not gonna watch it, but that's her take. You know what I'm saying? But I know real men that are gonna watch it, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, for us, it's soft porn. Like if it was full of ugly girls, the men probably wouldn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? But dudes is looking at who's thick, who look good. You know what I'm saying? And what these dudes are doing. Like I said, it's research. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she understands how many reps a guy has to take to pull what he wants. You
Steph
know,
Curry. Steph
you know what
Curry.
I'm saying? Like you need reps out there. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy's just not genuinely going to be smooth talking to a woman. It's from reps. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's a way to get some reps. You know, that's like watching film. It's a way to get some reps without actually getting out there and taking reps.
Well, she's saying that she doesn't think that like men would go and watch it to try to learn how to get a woman.
Yeah, that's what she's just misinformed because she don't
I get like
understand.
for me, I think men would watch it maybe to be entertained, maybe to see the women, check out their body, stuff like that. Maybe learn something, but for watching it to be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this show and see how to go find a wife. That's what I don't think
We're
they're
not
watching
talking
it
about
for.
finding. You see, we're not talking about finding wives.
But
We
that's
just
the
getting
show
reps.
though. But that's the show prototype.
We don't care about what the show is. We getting reps. It's mental reps. It's soft reps. It's watching film. It ain't really on nothing, you know what I'm saying, outside of that. So we trying to see what are women responding to. They like that comment. They like the funny guy. Oh, I gotta be more funny. Let me practice on my reps. It's just getting reps. It's watching film. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Somebody got some back feed, but it's okay. How you doing, Miss Penny?
Hi.
Long time no see.
I know. Hey, Ricky.
Good to see you. Glad you could make it.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Pop the Balloon review on the show. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, the show.
Yes. And so I'm gonna play this clip and I'm gonna get your thoughts on it. Nobody's seen it yet, so you'll be the first to go on this one. All right. This was an episode not too long ago where the guy was on here. Okay. And this is what his thoughts were.
Okay. Now, what are some deal breakers?
All right, I'm gonna be honest.
Uh oh. I'm nervous.
If you don't understand the difference between like a good wig and a bad wig, we not gonna work out. I think that's a disorder. And then she probably got a bad wig. But
All right, out the gate. Right.
I couldn't hear it.
All right. Let me play it again. You ready? Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me play
Now,
it.
what are some deal breakers?
all right, I'm gonna be honest.
Uh oh. I'm nervous.
If you don't understand the difference between like a good wig and a bad wig, we not gonna work out. I think that's a disorder. And then she probably got a bad wig. But
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. So what is your thoughts on either what he said? Oh yeah, that's all you could do. What's your thoughts on that particular clip?
I thought it was funny.
Really?
I agree. You should know the difference between a good wig and a bad wig.
But
If you're gonna wear a wig.
So why you think that the lady would pop her balloon?
I think on those shows, if they say anything against like women or how they dress or anything, they just automatically like take it as offense to it on those shows. So I think maybe, she just was like, I don't like the fact that he worried about women hair or something like that. But that's probably why she popped. But I thought it was funny. I mean, girls talk about each other and say she got a bad wig or, stuff like that. So it's funny.
Interesting. All right. If anybody get a chance to go watch that episode, that there was one lady that said she thought he was very funny, but she didn't know if she could ever take him seriously because of how funny he was.
Oh,
Is that a negative that you be too funny?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got you. Who you got going next, Miss Penny?
Let me go with Ricky.
Let's get it, sir.
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but
No,
that was sassy as hell. The first thing out your mouth, dog. That was sassy as hell. I don't know what else to say.
okay. And can you explain sassy? You felt like a little feminine.
It was real feminine.
Who you got going next, bro?
Prototype.
So I don't disagree. I mean I feel like the bad wig thing is a hygiene thing, right? Like a woman should know how to clean herself type. You know what I'm saying? I think that's along the lines he was saying that in. Shoot, I'm just as petty. Like I'd be like, oh, if she got ugly feet, if she's knock kneed, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't do none of that. Like if she weigh over $150, like no, that's not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at the bad wig thing. You know, some things I could overlook and say like, oh, I could fix this, fix that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for him, it was the bad. Like if you don't know how to present yourself well, then you know, I don't feel like, hey, I feel like it's to the point. Like, I already know, like a knock knee girl was never going to make it down the line for me. Like you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is.
You
But
can't gene right there, bro. That what you saying? You can't fix the.
hey, that's genetically like you can fix a wig, but you can't fix them knees, man. Like I get disgusted every time I would see it. Like so, no, it ain't gonna work. Like I would think about breaking up with you every time you walk past me. Like I can't.
You stupid.
I don't care how sweet you are, how good you been to me. I'm like, she do got them knock knees. She wasn't gonna make it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a me thing, though.
That's
So,
oh, you got next, my guy. That's crazy.
let's go with Dwayne.
Let me get my so preferences do matter face down. Them knock knees ain't gonna work around here.
That's crazy.
Hey, I thought he was hilarious. The fact that he went ahead and had a conversation with that lady, the commentator or whatever, the host, and then leaned over. Oh man, she must. That's good. See, HD, that's that interpersonal thought that you let go out, that he let go out, but it was appropriate because, hey, it was appropriate. It was right on time because she popped. That's an offense. That's a rejection. He got rejected, right? So in the kindest way, he just said, well, she must have one too. And I appreciate that because guess what? He wasn't holding his punches. She popped her balloon. If you wanted to be nice, okay. I appreciate that. That man gave me a good laugh. Added about 3 minutes to my life in 2 ways. But hey, Ricky, that zesty thing, or what sassy? Which
Did
one
you
was
say zesty?
it? I said zesty.
Well, you be losing some of these words, man.
Nasty.
Okay, yeah.
Run the tape.
No, man, I get it. I really do.
Okay, now what are some deal breakers?
All right, I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous.
If you don't understand the difference between like a good wig and a bad wig, we not gonna work out. I think that's a disorder. And then she probably got a bad wig. But
hands. Did you catch his hands?
Maybe I'm just a cynic. Maybe my radar's off. Maybe my radar need to get. I've been wrong before.
Man, hey, I'm with him. Okay, I'm with him because that's comedic. The fact that he looked down while he was doing it, he was looking at his hand. It looked like he was rolling dice. He was like, "We about to play today. We about to play today." And then he rolled them dice, and I appreciate that because that's what. That's entertainment.
He made a viral clip. That's why you appreciate that. That it was entertaining.
Absolutely, it was full flex entertainment. The man rolled I looked down at this hand. He knew what he was about to say, and he was like, "I'm about to say this." Rolled the dice, And then whenever she popped the balloon, perfect timing, because then what do? Turn to her. She must have a bad wig. Oh, I'd have been rolling. If I was there on the floor.
You got next, dude.
T, what you got on?
I think that was hilarious. I mean, at least if you're gonna be honest, can you be funny with it? I mean, just get it straight to the point. I mean, and women talk like that about each other. Women say worse. Women say far worse about a wig. So, I mean, at least he didn't say it was a disqualifier across the board, because he didn't say like, oh, if you wear wigs, you're just done. No, he was just saying, if you're going to wear them, can you be tasteful with it? So I don't think there was anything wrong with that. And I think it was funny the way he said it.
Jamie, on you. Oh, you still have something to say?
No, Jamie. I was going to say Jamie.
Okay, bet.
So I mean, I think it was funny.
Did you go look up these different type of wigs, Jamie? Did you Google this?
No, I didn't. No, my favorite part of what he said was, I think it's a disorder. Like, I think it's a disorder.
It is? Explain, because you're a hairstylist, right?
No, I know what a bad wig is. You know what I'm saying? I know what that looked like. I know what a bad wig looked like. So I understood what he was saying. And I think when I really feel like he wanted to say that. That's something that he would discuss behind closed doors, and he knew that's gonna be the first thing I say when I get up there. If you got a bad wig, you know what I'm saying? But I understand, Rick, when you say the little sassiness, and here's why. I think it's the clothes. I think that his pants was too tight and his shirt was too, so it gave off a little sassy vibe when he said it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a little sassy just because the clothes were tight.
But a double XL man and skinny jeans and skinny jeans is some nasty work. So I guess,
right? Can't take him seriously. So that's why he's too funny. He's too funny because
you can tell that he's a hard worker. You can tell he's a hard worker.
Yeah, but his high watering. Did you see that high watering?
In those pants, though, it take a lot to get into the pants.
That is a good one.
Were those jeans? I thought he had on like work, like casual pants.
They were kind of like a
stretch slacks.
Like a
stretch slacks.
Yeah, like a slack kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like them. I thought they were nice.
That's a damn shame, Penny. That's a damn shame.
They look nice.
She thought he was a little sassy when he said
she liked the jeans.
Yeah, they was like nice, little fitted. You can see a little print. They was nice.
Oh,
I mean, he's going on a dating show. That's what you're supposed to do. Stress to impress. I think that's what he was going for.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you for being here. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. You and Rick, man. Hey, listen.
Yeah, exactly. Rick last week
about what date mean. What does date mean, Rick?
Date. It tells you in the acronym. Spell it out. DATE. Dick at the end. That's why you date. Looking to give you some dick at the end of this thing.
Bruh, listen. That's why you shouldn't date. You know what I'm saying? If that's not what you're looking forward to, then listen, you need to change your perspective on things out here in these streets, from what I keep hearing. Yeah.
What you looking for?
Bruh. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question though, because this Pop the Balloon show is a phenomenon right now. They've been going on radio stations, TV shows. They was on Tamron Hall, I want to say 3 months ago or something like that. And they was able to even do a little pop the balloon even on her show or whatnot, and people really vibe with this particular show. And just to be correct, give a correction, Jamie. Arlette, who's the hostess, she is not the mastermind of the show. Her husband is. Right, so she is submissive to her husband, and that she's the forefront of it, just the face of it is what she said. She's just the face, and he does everything else. And I don't know if it matters. She's about 29. They haven't been married that long, but they had a long distance relationship for about 7 months. He was living in London for about 20 years, and then they met. I can't remember how they met, but I want to say online somehow, something like that. And they dated long distance for 7 months and then got married after that. So it was a short engagement for them. Okay, so that's a little bit about their story. So my question is, what can we learn from Pop the Balloon? Now it has to be a positive thing. So I'm going to give you a moment because most people run to the negative when they don't like something. Okay, but as a teacher, I have to have people think with the other side of their brain. Okay, and see if you can find something positive. Okay, find something positive. What can we learn from Pop the Balloon? Start with prototype.
How to get your Mac game up?
Or just men?
I mean, for dudes, right? Watch film, get your reps up. You know what I'm saying? Your virtual reps. What else could you learn from Pop the Balloon? That's it, right? It's just how to combat whatever women gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Because you always gotta have a solution to everything they combat. They be like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I got a cheeseburger for you." You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're too short. Ah, but you know what I'm saying? I got shoulders for you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta learn how to combat whatever snarky thing they gotta say. You know what I'm saying? So getting your reps up is basically all you can learn from the show.
Okay, who you got
Go with TC.
I would say being comfortable with just saying how you feel and not being afraid of it. I feel like on that show, people very much are like, "Hey, I don't want a nappy wig. You're too short. You're too this." So I feel like people have a level of feeling comfortable speaking their mind and not like, what's the worst consequence? You just don't get picked. So I see people really just say what they feel really quickly without being influenced by everybody else.
That's good. Who you got?
I got Dwayne.
The button ain't working. Okay, I gotta check on that. I gotta check on that.
Right, you was on. Listen. You was on fire,
Oh my
like the
god.
streaks of hitting the button, and then it started all over with that. That's that Bible app that I'll be telling you about. You know, go ahead and go, Dwayne. For those that don't know, me and Dwayne are best friends, so I do this to him even off screen. Go ahead, Dwayne.
So let me tell you about my life choices. No, I'm kidding. Uh, yeah, what we can learn, or what I have learned, is that one person's trash, or what one person will reject, somebody else will accept. And I think the best one that I've seen with the Pop the Balloon jazz is everybody popped their balloon except for this one dude. And they go over there and strike up a conversation. The dude asks her a question: "Who did you find the most attractive?" And it just so happened to have been him. And meanwhile, everybody else popped their balloon and all that. Meanwhile, the one that was there, it was the right one from the jump get. So I think there is a possibility of it. But the people that do pop their balloons are essentially the ones that you don't want to be wasting your time with it from the jump. Wait, Rick, you went yet? Come on with it.
What did I learn from it? Absolutely nothing.
You got to give me a positive, bruh.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing is to be learned from this experiment. The, the one thing I learned that I always knew, it confirms that for men, it's all a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. You know what I mean? I totally agree with prototype. Get your shots up. You know what I mean? Get your shots up. Get your reps up. Okay. If I'm let me rewind. Being transparent, right? I think the thing that most people learn from watching that is that you have to stand out. Right? You have to stand out, because when you, again, from these clips, like, even though the girls are different and the dudes are different, right? You still see a kind of a steady theme when it comes to the people, right? Um, It's only one you, right? So accept your uniqueness and use that as a projector of your inner self. You know what I mean? Right? Use that energy that you have that no one else has to either attract or deflect, like Dwayne said, deflect the people that's not for you. Right? On a lady side, I the positive I seen from the lady side is that when a lady focuses her attention on a man, it's real hard for him not to choose you. It's real hard for him not to choose you when you focus on that man, right? When you see the ladies that actually focus on that man, looking at him in his eye, you know what I'm saying, taking his conversation in, actually having a verbal exchange and not trying to judge him in that moment. It's real hard for a dude not to pick you. What you got on it, Penny?
I think, well, I agree with what Dwayne said, and what you said. I think he'll pick you as an option. He know you're a safe option if you do that there. But I think it still will. He'll know that he has you to pick from in the end if you do give him that, eye connection. But from that show, I mean, I think you can learn a couple of things. One, you can learn for women what things you may look at something as far as the way they dress there, because I know a couple of women that dress on that show. Things you might think online might look well on women. You see it on that show and it'd be like it's not a good look, and some men will be like it doesn't fit her. I don't like what she has on. So learning like what's acceptable for your body, what looks good, of what men think looks good. You can learn that. Also. You can also see, I guess, what your preferences might be vain, and you might see how that might come off on this show, because some of the women preference is very vain. And then you can see in like the after they have the show, they have like more like a final season finale or something, and everybody's jumping on that girl that is very vain, that is really negative. So I think your opinions about your preference can be worldly. And in this show, it kind of shows you like you can have a difference of opinion of what you prefer in a man, and it might work out better than going with the norm. So I think you can learn that from this show. Also, I don't know. I think their show goes really heavy on men. So a positive is, you kind of get more of a care for men on these shows. You kind of want them to win in the end for some reason. I don't know. I think because the girls be really harsh, in the beginning. So I don't think the men are really harsh with the women, but I think the women are really harsh with the men. So I guess it gives you some kind of care for men, and to watch out for some of the things or some of the ways that you talk to men. I think that kind of gives women a perspective of how, when they say certain things to me, how it might come off. So I think that's a positive for the show. But in the end, it's just entertainment. Now that it's becoming more popular, I think it's not becoming as natural as when it began in the beginning. Now it's more for clicks and to go viral off of it. But in the beginning, it was more raw to me.
That's really good. That one that you said, I know we get to Jamie, that one that you said about what men look for and when women dress. Because that's a thing that there would be some women that will say, well, a man shouldn't tell me how to dress. However, if you're wanting to be chosen as a wife, then the man has to see you dress as he would like his wife to be to dress. So I think that's a good one. And then as far as the favoring men, it is interesting. At the beginning, I could see where it would be where men would be nice to women as far as their return and what they liked or didn't like about them, and the women would go real harsh on the men. But then it seemed like as of late that men have been also going in. Like one dude told a young lady, "Yeah, I had to pop my balloon because her toes were coming over her shoes." You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, and then for the dude to come back and say, you know, based on your wig choices, like I don't know if that's gonna be good for us because I see your intellect is not quite there, right? So another guy has said, she's a little bit on the heavier side for me. So I mean, there have been recently that they have went that route, but in the beginning, I do agree. Jamie, what you got?
I agree with everybody and what they said. And then I just look at it like, okay, when you pick the relationship niche, you gotta have something that really pops, like the balloons. And it's gotta I supposed to have a red balloon when I did that one right there. But because I took an adult nap, I didn't have my balloon ready. So and that's it. Really. I mean, I'm like with Rick. I ain't learned nothing from this show. I didn't learn nothing from there. And I don't even watch it. Like I don't watch it.
But you
When
don't
I
watch
when I
a
see
lot
the
of things, Jamie. So it's
when
not.
I see the clips, I just be scrolling like this because I don't watch it
Why you don't watch it, Jamie?
because I'm uninterested. Like I
Why
don't
you unin-
care.
Why do you not care about what's going on
It
in
takes
that?
because it's not
So
making me money.
these are some
Because
of the women that
it's
that
not
you
making me
be
money.
counseling.
It's
Some of
not
these
paying my
women,
bills.
but some of these women you need to be counseling.
I don't want to. They don't know. There can't nobody help them
Okay.
but the Lord, and I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Jamie, you have had a really nasty attitude about women over the past 3 months, man. Like for real, you have been.
sick of them, just sick of them.
I don't think so, Jamie. I think you've been doing very well. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She done had her eyes open like Princella.
Oh, I was going to say that, Uncle Rick. Penny, you know who that is? T, you know who that is, Princella? That
Princess, she's bisexual, right? Is that her?
yeah, I think so. She used to date what's her name? She was on Lapeef's show.
Is she the one that think that men and women shouldn't live together?
Yes. Until
Okay,
now, she's like,
that's a
course of action. Just of late, these viral clips of where she's saying women want men to be women.
yeah.
She
I know about her.
used to date old girl that was on Lapeef. What's her name, Rick? You know
B.
who
Taylor. B. Taylor.
Yeah, she did end up dating her, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so yeah, she has flipped the switch. That's crazy. The world is an interesting place.
Hold on, B. Taylor was with a guy for a long time, right?
I told her exactly. I told B. Taylor exactly what was going to happen.
That's crazy.
That is crazy because the uncle was on screen with her. I remember y'all conversations and she wouldn't listen at all. Similar to what Jamie's saying that, and then Prototype always says women don't listen. You know, that's just unless you feed them and entertain them, right, Proto?
They still don't listen, even after you feed them and entertain them. They just there for the ride at that point. So you take them on a ride.
This is gonna be I want y'all to tell the people where can they find you. Then I got one last clip that I want y'all to respond to. All right, Jamie, where can they find you?
On YouTube at Jamie Radiance Forehead 7. On YouTube, just YouTube. Don't go nowhere else because I'm not gonna be over there. YouTube. Okay.
That's a bet. Penny.
Nowhere. Here, if anything, Lapeef, if I decide to go jump on something of that, but nowhere. You can't find me anywhere on social media. If you want to contact me, reach out to HUMBLEDAD, Ricky, Prototype. One of them can locate me. But other than that, no.
I appreciate you making the time for us for sure. Prototype.
Oh man, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I think we got something on Facebook too. Spotify. Just look us up, Prototype Dad Podcast.
Uncle Rick.
You can find me on Humble Dad every Monday when he have me. Every day, every other day, on YouTube, at R Dubs, the Truck Chronicles. We just talk about crazy stuff. Every Friday night on Twitch with jam sessions. We just rock out, listen to music, Last Friday we did a listening party for GNX for Kendrick Lamar's new project, so that was a good time. But yeah, that's what we do Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to rock out, I have the best streaming music on Twitch on Friday. It's chef's kiss. And again, check me out Tuesday every day, or almost every other day here on YouTube doing Truck Chronicles while I'm out working. I'm a working man. I'm broke, baby. I got to get this money. So
can you put that link in the chat, bro?
For sure, Z's.
All right. T, on you. Where can they find you?
Y'all can find me on TikTok. I'm trying to get better about posting videos and stuff. So I got a page on TikTok, and yeah, just there.
What have you thought about the show so far?
I thought it's cool. I've never done anything like this, so I think it was really dope. Just a cool experience. I didn't know what the questions were going to be or anything, so it was just cool to hear everybody's perspectives and have mine challenged in a respectful way more than anything. I thought that was really dope.
That's the whole goal. I appreciate that. Dwayne, on you.
Monday nights here with HD and the distinguished panels that he puts together. I appreciate that. Just like you said, T, I love hearing the different perspectives. But you also, Penny, shout out to you. If it wasn't for HD, I'd be just like you. Nowhere. Okay? Find me nowhere.
He's not on
social
media platform.
No, I'm just like you. But you can find me at DwayneJonesPhotography.com as well.
That's a bet. And of course, you can find me here and all the other social media platforms. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, as well as everyone else. We almost at 1,200. Shout out to those that are subscribing to the channel each and every day. Last clip, okay? And we're going to, who didn't go, who's went first? No, Penny went first. Jamie went first. Proto went first. T, have you went first yet? Yeah.
I think I did on one of them.
Okay, bet. Okay. So we're gonna go with Rick. You'll be last for sure, because I want you to close this out for me. Okay. And Proto, you'll be first on this one, all right? Okay, I think he heard me. All right, here we go.
Challenges black people have for the next 100 years. The number one challenge is the existential crisis of the black family. The existential crisis of the black family. Marriage in our culture is down to 34%. When we were growing up, it was 85%. It's now down to 34%. 71% of our sisters are not married. 29% will never get married. 63% of our brothers are not married. 30% of them will never get married. There is no culture in the history of humankind that has risen to maximize their full human potential without family at the center of their culture. This only exists. This is an interesting but negative statistic. This phenomenon of the existential crisis of our family only exists among African American black people. It does not exist on the continent or anywhere else in the diaspora. So there must be something in the water. We must fix this. It is a lot easier said than done because it is impacting our wealth. Quick statistics. For 350 years, household median income was dominated.
Well, that was a minute and 25, but we're going to go with you first, Prototype. What you got?
I mean, that's the exact reason why I said only 15% of women are worth marrying, right? Because of that stat. You know, if they don't come from it, then they don't understand how to be in it. They don't desire it, you know what I mean? So, but I agree with it, right? The detriment to our community is because we're not married, the lack of nuclear family. You know what I'm saying? If we want to fix anything, we got to fix that first. And until we fix that, we'll always be dismantled and at the bottom. So we need to fix that before anything else happens.
Who you got next?
We'll go with Penny because she's right next to me.
I agree with Prototype. It's hard to get married. I think all the men on here are married, right? Yeah. I don't know about the women, but it's hard to get married. But I do agree that it's something that should be the forefront for Black families, but it's definitely hard out here. I think it's like a lot of options. Well, you think you have a lot of options. You think there's always something better. Um, the commitment part of it is lacking with the relationships now. So, but I think it's definitely something worth heading towards for Black people. Something that I strongly agree with, and I encourage everyone to do. But yeah, I agree with what he says. Is it's a part of building wealth, and I think the only way we will get to wealth is by creating a Black family, improving the Black family. So yeah, but it's definitely hard in these streets for that.
That's what's up. Thank you for your take. Who you got going next?
Jamie.
I agree with him, the man too, but it seems like the only Black thing that Black people could agree on is killing babies. So if we could agree on killing babies, then we can definitely agree that we need to get married and do the right thing by each other. And so I'm just being real. 86% of people voted in agreement with the offing of babies, but we can't do right by each other, and we can lay down and make them. We could create connections with one another that we don't value, but we can't get married. We don't know how to do that. We can't get along to that. A bum on the street could be in a relationship with no house, no home, and they get along better than Black people do. And so, that's all I got to say. But I agree with him. We are on a downhill slope. Oh, and the Black men too. Right now, I'm mad at y'all because all of them keep on saying they want to be in polygamy, and because they can't pick a woman. They don't even know what a woman is. That's why they keep on picking hoes, bust downs. What did Prototype say? Bust downs. That's what they was looking for. That's what you said it. I didn't. I'm gonna go with let's go with TC.
I think it's, the family is important. I think that there's a lot of different factors that impact why I think it impacts, particularly African Americans a lot. And I just hope that we can continue to heal, because I think as we heal as individuals, will there be more successful marriages? I think that there's a lot of people that on the other side of healing, they would probably be good husbands and good wives. I think there's a lot of healing that needs to happen within our community. And then once we learn to love ourselves, then we'll see an increase in marriages in our community. And I hope that we have that, because I absolutely believe that the family is the core of what makes life. And what makes the Black family strong is just being a family and being together as a family. So I'm going to go with Dwayne.
Listen,
You're doing it again, Dwayne. Can't hear you.
I appreciate what that brother said.
Listen. Your streak started over, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got back to back. Listen. Like Toronto, the Jays, when they went to back to back, Kobe and Shaq. Okay. Any one of those. Your back to your wife's back, like back to back, whatever. Come on, bro. Get it right.
You know what I like about this the most? How painful you make it. That's what I like about it the most. You gonna learn, boy. No, I appreciate what that gentleman was saying, because people talk about how bad the Atlantic slave trade was, how bad it was. And one reality of it was they did split up families, right? And I think in that it was violent, and in that it was something that was real and it was tangible. And now it's not so, but yet we're doing the same thing. But instead of it somebody doing it to us, we're doing it to ourselves. So whenever he says that, I'm sitting there thinking, and Prototype, we had a discussion about this a couple of weeks about about the white man and the three-fifths compromise. And I think whenever we come down to it, just like in these the balloon shows, we have these expectations and these high goals for each other before even getting to know each other. And I think these are the high expectations that society has set on us and what it means to be in a relationship with somebody else. And we'll sit there and say, nope, 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 until guess what? Several good folks done passed you by. And there's so many instances, right? When we, we let the good one go. We let the good one go. It's because our standards are way too high. And I think the reason why I bring up the compromise thing too, pertaining to slavery, is because sometimes we need to compromise on these expectations and standards in which we do have for the next persons, which are vain. And I think y'all talked about it earlier, superficial. These superficial things that are not grounded in too much foundation. So if we go back to making the family the foundation and the priorities in which we're looking for in the mate in which we select, then I believe we're going to have a much higher success rate. So Penny, you said it was easier to marry, but hard. It was easy to get married. I think you said something like, no, you said it was hard to get married. I forgot what you said, but I wrote down it's
Wait,
easy.
hold on. Did you say you forgot, but you wrote it down?
No, I forgot what she said, but based on the prompting in which she said, I wrote down it's easy to be married, but it's hard to stay married. So although there would be success in the goal of getting married, but then there's also the challenge of staying married. So going back to the initial problem in which I was stating, it's the shallowness of it. So whenever things get difficult, whenever things get tough, whenever things get real, right? Whenever we see who each other are, we're ready to dip out. But these marriages that old boy was talking about in the 80 percentile is when stuff was getting tough. And that's how you build character, is whenever things get real tough, real hard, real grimy. And we say it, right? You know who your real friends are in hard times. So in marriage, that's the number one relationship outside of God in which you build character.
Kenny, you wanted to respond?
I did, but no. I mean, when he says easy to get married, I don't think so anymore. I think men are really, really afraid of it now, or they're just not going. Like, it was easier to, like, I don't know. I would say it's easier to, like, get a man, make him feel like you're marriage material, and then once you marry, then you let everything out, let them know how you really feel, But nowadays, men are not going. I don't think it's as easy to get married nowadays. Maybe maybe a couple of years ago it was, but I think now, no, I don't think it's easy to get married. And I think the doubt is on both ends now. I think women are kind of like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's something that I want. So I don't think it's easy to get married now.
I do have a question. Do from the desperate piece of for relationship, would you see there are some men that are desperate to be married, and in that desperateness to be married, they then mess around and choose someone who gives off that same sense that they do want to be married, but then they get the okie doke whenever they get in marriage because they just want that relationship and want to be chose.
I mean, I've seen men do it for multiple reasons. I've seen men do it for clout. A lot of them just to say that they're married. I've seen that. And from my perspective, from a woman looking at it, it looks like it's clout, because when you marry someone and then you act as if you're not, you put on a show as if you're happy, but then you talk as if you're not happy. To me, that's for clout. Now you want to, seem like you got this good wife, this good looking wife, you got a good job, you got things going on, but you're not like really happy. I've seen a lot of men do that. And then I've seen a lot of men say that they want to be married as a talking point, yeah, I want to be married, but not really moving away, to get married, not dating for a purpose. Just dating, yeah, when it comes along, it's gonna come along. I want to get married, I want to have, kids, but they're not doing anything to move towards that. So, yeah.
That's a solid point. That's a really solid point. All right. Once again, appreciate all of y'all. This is the reason. I'll come to you, Rick. You're gonna close this out. This is the reason why I do the show, to give people perspectives on relationships, right? But at the same time, I want people to experience marriage in the way that God has intended it. Yes, Paul talks about in scripture that, it's better to be single, but he said he's speaking from his perspective. It's not a God thing that he's saying. He literally says that, even though Prototype don't like Paul, but that's what he said, right? But God created man and woman so that we could come together and show to show him glory, to give him glory, and to also procreate and to reaffirm what he already said to do, right? And it's crazy that it's in the diaspora, is what he said, that it's only Black Americans that this is going on with. And these pop the balloon shows, or shows like this, I think they are doing it a disservice to get to the brunt of getting people to get married. Because my thought process is, if I was to do the pop the balloon, it would be more like get these people in a area where they are, maybe a dinner or a small little get together, and they get to see and talk, or even have a conversation, or just a panel of conversation, like ask questions and things of that nature, to see how people are actually thinking. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But that would be something that I would think would be able to give people an actual perspective of, does this person want to be married? Are they funny, but still maybe they just funny? This is the funny I need, or this is the person that's hyped for me. And it doesn't necessarily have to be displayed for people to have that awkwardness, because everybody, the number one fear in the world, y'all know, is public speaking. Right. And not only now you put a camera in front of somebody's face, they may not say the right thing. And if they didn't say the right thing, now that's forever living in these YouTube streets or social media. So it's important to me that they would do it in a different way, instead of just trying to go viral. But if their mission is to bring marriages, that they would put it in a form that would bring marriages. Rick, on you, and we out after you, sir.
All right. That's a great point. Great points made about everybody. I was a wedding DJ for a lot of years. A lot of years. Finally hung it up this summer. I got tired of carrying stuff. And you know what I'd never been to? A Black wedding. All of my clients were Caucasian. Had one Indian couple of Chinese couples. Right? I think I had one Black couple, and it was a mixed couple. He was Black and she was white. What the project worked flawlessly. They sold our people a bill of goods that they won't buy themselves. Because whether it doesn't matter what culture they reside under, whether it's Italian, Irish, English, Jewish, they all celebrate marriages. Every single one of them. Why are we not better than everybody? It's because we choose to. It's because we choose not to. And why I say these shows never work, even the example you use, right, Humble Dad, is because you never get to know anybody with other people's eyes on y'all. What makes you know me is you right? The old saying, don't nobody know what going on behind closed doors, right? Because if you knew God was looking and you honestly knew it, wouldn't you behave differently? If you knew God's eyes was on you 24/7, wouldn't you behave differently? Right? And ladies, y'all gonna hate this. Y'all gonna hate me for it. Y'all can hate me all you want. This is a woman's problem. Y'all need to learn. There's always the minuscule. There's always the one out of the 100. But no man is trying to marry you unless he loves you. It's just that simple. Why you think when you tell a man no, he walks away from you when you ask him to marry you? Right? The reason it's not working is because most women don't give a man a good enough reason to marry them. It is not my job to convince a woman to marry me. I'm me. This is why I tell y'all, it's not that a man does, it's that he does it for you. Right? If it wasn't my wife, right? If another woman would have stepped up and had the qualities I was looking for.
You say he does it for you, but you have to give him a reason to do it?
Correct. For you.
For me.
For
so
you.
If I want him to do it, then I have to convince him and give him a reason to do it, other than me telling him to do it.
Correct. You ain't got to tell
reasons be?
You don't have to tell me nothing. You have to convince me that you're worth it.
You're doing it just for me. So if I just tell you that I want to be married, wouldn't you just do it?
No.
You said you're doing it for me.
No. You got to convince me that you're a wife. I don't convince you to be my wife. I do that just by being me.
So if I'm convincing you, wouldn't it be for you? Because you are the one who has to be convinced. You're not going to be convinced unless it's a benefit to you.
So who's the prize for real then?
That's what I'm saying. If it's a benefit to you, then it's right.
What
so you
other
have to look and say, okay, what is the benefit for me? I'm going to do it.
What other benefit do I have in a marriage?
What are the benefits?
No. What other benefit do I have in a marriage?
What other benefit?
Let me explain, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you with me, I'm going to take care of you to the best of my ability. You ain't going to have to worry about nothing you wasn't supposed to worry about as a woman. Besides what you should be, I'll never take your work from you, baby. Right? You got to do what you're supposed to do as a woman in this house. But everything else that women complain about that need to be done by men, I got it.
That's not a monolith. You know that.
I got it. Right? So again, right? If
you know that all men are not like that. That's not
my problem. That's not my problem.
Right,
that's
you know
a you
that majority
problem.
Relationships don't work that way.
But that's a you problem then, right?
But it's not a you problem, it's a us problem because majority relationships don't work that way.
It's not a me problem. A prototype. Is that a you problem?
That all I have to worry about is nothing because you're gonna take care of it. That's not how it works. I take care of you, you take care of me.
Right.
That's how it's gonna work. So we're gonna take
care
of each other.
You're gonna do your job, but I'm gonna do mine. And no matter what y'all say, because again, I'm not picking on you, Penny. I'm talking about popular culture. Yes. I'm talking about the way people say it works, right? For most women to be a good wife, what does the man have to do? I got to take stuff off of you, the stuff that you say you don't want to do, the stuff that's tiring and redundant, right?
Like worrying about me, and I got to take it off of you.
Oh, hold on, right? Mm-hmm. Like taking care of for you a place to stay, making sure you got a nice car, making sure you got medical insurance, making sure I'm raising my children, right? Making sure the house is kept up, making sure you have a place as a woman.
Yeah.
So I can get a woman that run her mouth and don't do nothing I ask every day of the week and twice on Sundays, right?
You could. That's an option. Just like I can get a man that don't do anything is an option.
Is that what you want?
No.
Right.
But
Because it's
that's not
not
what
what
you
I
want either.
exactly. That's why I picked a wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it goes both ways. Like, yeah, you
Does
say I
it?
gotta get a card. Yeah, I gotta get a card. You start talking about medical. Yeah, I gotta make sure that the medical bills are paid on time. I'm gonna help you schedule it. Like it's definitely both. It's
Okay.
not
So
just
so
one
so
person.
why don't you pay it then? And
Huh?
I schedule it.
That could be a thing too.
How about you pay the
That could be
mortgage?
a
Not
thing too. If
how,
you are
how
not
about
making as much as I'm making, yeah,
how about right? How about you pay the mortgage and I send off the check?
if I'm making more than you, then I'm gonna pay it.
Right. And how long is that gonna last between me and you?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, you saying like if I make more than you in a real relationship, right? Not in these YouTube relationships. If I'm making more than you and we going together, if I'm a woman that picked a man who doesn't make more, I already know he don't make more. I'm gonna give it to him. If I love him, I'm gonna give it to him.
Right.
If I'm making more than him, I'm gonna pay the bills for sure. He
Let's
gonna pay
be
his part, but I'm gonna pay it for him.
let's
And
be
it can
honest.
last that way as well.
How long?
It can last.
How long? Has it worked in the past?
I don't know. I mean, it's
I,
not my
I
experience.
would
I
say,
can't
like I
say.
said, I would say it works for if he's better looking than she is, then it works. Like the ugly one always pays in a relationship, so
I
that's just
don't know about that. I mean, I think it's just what
What an
your
interesting.
morals is in the relationship. It depends on what it is because I've seen plenty of women take care of men for years.
But they don't
Right.
get
Plenty of
married.
men don't take care of men for years.
Right. But what comes with that, Penny? Let's not lie about the situations, right? What comes with that? That comes with you doubting your man, you not trusting your man, you treating him a certain way because he's not in a leadership position for you.
I mean, you always gonna want a person to do better, but that's on both ends as well, right? I want you to do better. I'm always want you to do better for yourself.
Right.
But for yourself may not mean that you make more than me. Your career path may never make more than me. Would that still last?
So again, I asked the question, how long would that last? And has it worked for you in the past?
Do you think that? I mean, I've never been in that situation. I mean, I've been in situations where I've had to help men for sure.
How
I've
long
been
did it last?
huh?
How long did it last?
Was it like 2, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years?
I mean, men in a relationship where I made more than the man, 7 years.
Where he at?
Huh?
Where's
I
he
mean,
at now?
we didn't divide because of money, that's for sure.
But you telling me it didn't pay a part?
Huh? No, it
You
didn't.
telling me it didn't? None whatsoever.
It didn't play a part at all. I
Yeah.
mean,
I'll say it played a part with me. I was with somebody for 6 years and it did eventually take its toll when I feel like when the woman is the breadwinner, one, it's not the most traditional. And then two, I think it makes us go into our masculine energy more than we should. And then I think to Unk's point, what he's making, as much as Penny, I agree with you. Women, the wife, she does her contributions, the man does his. But in a divorce, you really see who that marriage benefited more. And legally, it's usually going to be the woman, regardless, who benefited from a marriage more because of the contributions that the man is making, paying the mortgage, because I've been divorced before. So I've seen how this unfortunately can work out when it doesn't work. And I divorced somebody who I made more than. So I ended up actually having to come out of pocket in that situation because I was the breadwinner. And I can say it stings. It really does sting to contribute more. And then in a divorce, you can see how much your contributions don't mean anything.
I mean, I think it matters if you're in a relationship where you're struggling and the man doesn't make more than you. But if you're not in a relationship where you're not struggling and you make more than that man makes, I don't see it being a problem. If you're in a situation where you're struggling, you gotta pick up the slack. Then yeah, but I've been in a relationship where a man made more than me, but we both had what we had. We both had savings. I mean, so it wasn't an issue. And so that's where my perspective is coming in because I've seen it in real life. So I wouldn't say that it's majority. I can't say that, but I can say that it's possible because I've lived it. So I can only give you what my experiences are. I can tell you that. And so I mean, that's where my point of view is coming from. I'm not saying that it's not, it's everyone, and no one can say that is a fact for sure either. You know, none of us can say that's a fact for sure. I mean, you could say majority of people in your environment has experienced that, and you can go off of that. But other than that, it's the only thing you can go off of.
If you go on the studies that like this, I think it's the CDC maybe, where and you look up reasons for divorce, and who does the divorcing, right? That information is solidly a fact because the people that get divorced put the information out when they get the divorces, right? So one of those things is that when women begin to make more money, they feel more stable enough to leave the relationship. And that's at any standpoint, right? Because for whatever reason, right? There are a multitude. And then the information out there is also that if the woman is a degreed woman, she's even more likely to be the one that files for the divorce, right? But if it's flipped, the higher the earner of a man than the woman, that man that marriage lasts way longer. Like regardless of why they stay together,
But do
the
you really think that's a financial issue, or do you think that's more issues of why they were together in the first place?
No, I don't believe it's not just about financial. It's the perception of the relationship.
but what Rick was saying, and this is right, like this is why I like you on the show because you're different than the average woman that is out here that is okay with being the person that makes more money in the relationship. And that's why it's important for you to speak to women similar to you because there are currently the average woman that makes more than a guy. They literally are saying, I want somebody that makes more than me, the same amount of me as me or more than me, and the government or the powers that be know this. So that's why there has been a rise in putting women in higher positions, not necessarily because they're better, but because it's a part of the whole let's keep them disconnected because they know that women by nature are going to look for somebody that makes more than them. You so happen to be an anomaly.
Well, I'm not
What
going to say I've never experienced that. Like in the beginning, when I was younger, yeah, you know, but as you grow and you get older, um, you know how they break it down and they say, would you rather have money or your mama be sick? Would you rather have money or you never experience the love of your life? Would you rather, you know, things like that? You get to experience it in the end. If it's real love, then I don't think it will matter. I don't think the money will matter. But if it's not, then and I'm a struggle, or if it's not real love and you gonna cheat, then yeah, if I'm the bread, you're gonna have to have more money than me. So I can see from that perspective, or a woman that doesn't have it for herself and she's in it for somebody to save her. I can see where it would end up that way. So I guess but if we're not struggling, I can't really see any woman that's really happy with a man and she's throwing that all away because she makes more money than him. I can't see that. Like really happy, true love. I can't see it.
Yeah, I understand that they would have probably had to start somewhere in the beginning, and then she did that. But if it's a long period of time, like for example, Tabitha Brown, she didn't have a lot, and neither did her husband. But then it took off, right? And she obviously makes more money than him, right? This is just an example. But they're still together. But he was the breadwinner, and now she is, and she even retired him, right? So that's a different. But if it starts out like that and he doesn't surpass her, the odds are that they're not going to last, is what I'm saying. Even you said it. As you get older, you think differently. But if it starts young, oh, I'm making more money than you. When you gonna get and it's unfortunate, but that's how most women are, that money is what defines their man or status or some type of idea of what they want. Women want a guy, just like a man, want a guy that they can brag to other people about.
But is that more social conditioning then? Wouldn't that be, you thinking that you need, like, people think that they need more money to do more things. They think that, oh, we're broke. They think that, oh, we don't have enough money to do what we need to do, to go on trips, to be happy, things like that. It's
Agreed.
more like the social conditioning and that marriage statistic. I heard a psychologist talking about it, and he was talking about women that do become more masculine when they do make more money, but he put it in a way of it's more about men being motivated. And he was like, that's why you can see, like, a man that's motivated, a woman will take a man that doesn't have any money, but he's motivated, and he has something that, a vision of something. And so
Right.
it's like that is more,
Right.
that's attractive,
Right. Right.
but
Exactly.
he can be broke though. Still gonna
Exactly.
want that man that's motivated.
No, exactly. Again, the money is a representation of the perception that you have of your man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I use that because, and I use the money example because it's the most prevalent that's used among our women about why they can't be the wives they need to be. Right. I have to be independent because my man don't make enough money. I have to be independent because we in this apartment. I have to be independent. Right. So again, as a man, if you're being honest with yourself, if you really want to see your woman for who she is, you need to relieve her of those excuses. That's a
if
fact.
you're struggling, yeah.
What is struggling?
But if y'all not struggling, then
it doesn't matter. Again, Penny, this is a nonsensical argument to me, right? Because if that was the case, you make good money, you'd be married to a man that had less money than you, long as he made you happy.
You said me personally?
Yeah, any woman.
I do make more than my money.
Right, exactly. So again, I'm not trying to pick on you. You may be a unicorn. I'm not saying we're all monoliths. I'm saying, again, as in pop culture, these are the things, right? So again, to put it at a nature's baseline, right? If you saw your man do something that was so atrocious that your vision of him took you down to there, you wouldn't be with him any longer, correct?
Yeah, depending
right?
on what. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So again, even though you're special, right? You're the exception, and I'm not joking. I talk to you. I know how you think, right? And the popular culture, right? These things, money, leadership, dedication, sacrifice, are the things a man is looked to provide, right? When most women come into a relationship, all they have to do is be them. So much so, they say that bearing our children, something that natural to them, is hard within a life. But nobody wants to give the man credit for getting up and going to work every day and sacrificing his wants and needs to make sure that his family's okay. Right? No matter what y'all say in the relationship of things, right? The perceptions are different. And that's what controls your relationship. The perception of what your man is to you. The moment he falls the moment he falls under a level that you can't deal with him no more, you're gonna walk him out the door. You're gonna walk him out the door.
And men see that totally different. We're gonna wrap this up.
You got one in the long term, yeah. But right away,
but that's what it's about, though, right? Ain't that what a marriage is about long term? Isn't that what your relationship is about? You're with somebody who wants to be, you want to be with long term, correct?
Because after a while, it becomes like abuse. Like it becomes like there was a couple on Instagram, and he cheated on the girl on Instagram. It was a girl who had a boutique. It was like on Shade Room or something, and he was telling people in the crowd, like in the comments, like, I cheated, but like, how many times did I have to tell her that I was like, I needed attention? How many times did I have to tell her that, I couldn't even she couldn't even make time for me, things like that. So it depends on how long it goes on, that goes on to where you're not getting what you need in a relationship. But it could be financial and it could not be financial, but it's just more factors. I don't think no one's just going to walk away for just finance.
Right. It could be a lot of things, sis, right? It could be a lot of things, but it's my job to reduce the excuses.
We're gonna talk about that next week. Penny, you welcome to come back. We're gonna talk about why do they walk away, right? We can talk about that, right? And then you can give your perspective on what you see. I can do that, and then Dwayne can have his conversation. T, are you wanting to come back because it's been long for you? And
Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was really dope.
And Jamie might come back. Prototype, he chewing. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know me, I like to respect y'all time. You know what I'm saying? We went over a little bit, but y'all said okay, and you know how I get down over here, right? And appreciate the dialogue. It's always respected when we always learning. Penny, thank you for coming out the shell. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
The boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this. You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.